He is. You sounded very surprised at that and slightly disappointed. So anyway, step 12 here. A little bit about the backstory that Paula was talking about and you were hinting at there as well. A bit more detail in that she was flying. She was such a talented youngster. Over 1,500 meters, and then she had a dreadful injury in cross country in Belgium. She was leading a race there and broke her ankle in 3 places. And then she tried to come back and recover, and then in Helsinki the following year she was warming up and suffered a stress fracture again.
She's got to run a good race, and I'm sure she's going to stick to the task today. She's a tough athlete, but this is a world-class athlete. This is an athlete who's looking now to become one of the best we've ever known. Her sister's already paved the way with 5 World Championship gold medals. The great Tirunesh Dibaba with 3 Olympic gold medals to go alongside them. And now she'll be sitting in Ethiopia because they've all got big satellites in their back gardens. They can watch athletics from all around the world, but they'll be watching the World Athletics Championships. They'll be looking at this race. Ayana is going to be a danger, though. She ran out close. They're going to be competitive, and they are competitive. And now we'll see today whether the mesmeric effect like Mo Farah had yesterday in the 5,000 meters, whether Genzebe Dibaba has a similar effect. She probably won't have that effect on this lady.
Yes, it was in China in the Diamond League meeting in Shanghai that Ayana ran the quickest time in the world this year. 3rd quickest time in history. Only Tirunesh Dibaba and Meseret Dafar above her. Meseret Dafar injured this season. Tirunesh Dibaba is enjoying new motherhood at the moment, and she's planning to come back and targeting Rio, so I'm not sure we've seen the last of Tirunesh Dibaba. There is a Mercy Chirono. Certainly could do something with her pace at the end if it's a little bit slower. Won the Diamond League race for 3,000, 5,000 last season. The 3 Kenyans in here, Janet Kisa, as well as Cheptai and Mercy Chirono, step 12 there. But Almaz Ayana, the other Ethiopian, I think will be the major threat, if it is to be a threat to Genzebe Dibaba. They're not friends, they're pretty fierce rivals. In fact, they don't work in the same training camp, and certainly won't work together. Nicole Tully goes to the United States as well. This is a little damp, still evening. It's been a bit cooler today. It's good for these runners over 5,000 meters. We could see a fast time. There have been all sorts of rumours and hints and whispers in dark corners that she could target the world record, Genzebe Dibaba. It seems unlikely in this, but she has confounded us all this season, doing the unexpected. And the point is that Dibaba can win this any way she wants. You do change the figures, change the numbers in the equation, it always adds up. The answer is always Genzebe Dibaba, whatever way you look at it.
Well, that's what the form guide says, but that's why we're coming here for the championships, to find out whether the rounds of the 1,500 meters have had an effect on her, whether the single qualifying in the 5,000 meters have any effect on her, and whether any of the athletes in this field can actually take it to her. We know she's got a range of ability. Teferi, the other, and Mercy Chirono, the Commonwealth 5,000 meter champion, she, I think, will feature in the race. There are 4 Kenyans in this race. Sometimes they run as a team. Often they talk about running as a team and don't end up running as a team. But let's see. This is a big race. It's going to be a fierce competition, and the favourite, the clear favourite, is the 1,500 meter winner. The 1,500 meter winner, Genzebe Dibaba. But this lady, I think, will want to have something to say about it.
The one race that stands out as well was the race in Paris, where Ayana, it was a sort of uneven pace in it, and Ayana was out in front, and all the while lurking never too far away was Genzebe Dibaba, and then she destroyed her with her kick over the closing stages. It was a very good race between the two, but Ayana, despite having the quickest time in the world this year, just doesn't have that destructive pace that Dibaba has. So Steph 12 right in the heart of things there, and wonderful to see her. Mercy Chirono, actually the last woman to beat Genzebe Dibaba. We go back to Brussels last year at the Diamond League finale, and she beat Genzebe Dibaba there, but Dibaba is a very different athlete this year. She has done extraordinary things over the whole length of the season, indoors and out, and she asked for a little bit more help just as she starts, and we wonder who will take it out. The Japanese athletes, 2 in here. Misaki Onishi was very quick and a front runner in the qualifying, and Ayuko Suzuki as well, and it's those 2 Japanese athletes who do go to the front, and we'll see where the favourites try and position themselves. 4 Kenyans in the field, and 3 of them, they are just nestling in not too far away behind the Japanese.
Traditional style here. Genzebe Dibaba, just like Mo Farah did yesterday, right in the back of the field, just cruising along there, not getting involved so far, just relaxing at the back when you've got the ability that she's got, you can do that. The red flower in her hair, maybe that's just to identify her from the rest of the outstanding Ethiopian team. But Genzebe Dibaba at the back, the two Japanese stretching it along, and that's sensible. They're going to try and get a decent time out of this because these are good conditions for distance running today. We haven't had great conditions in the week, but this isn't bad today.
Well, Ayana moving to the front, so Dibaba just responds there and tucks herself right alongside Ayana, just watching her all the way. And then Dibaba decides to make a move early on. Now this is, well, she has said, I'm going, so Ayana watches her like a hawk and sits behind her. And the pace lifting already, so that's interesting signs that Dibaba decides she wants it just a little bit quicker at this early stage. So Dibaba, Ayana, the two Japanese out in front though in Suzuki and Nishi. The Ethiopians, Dibaba, Ayana, not too worried about them, but they are closing in on them already. And the Japanese will soon have company in the two favourites for the title. So it is Onishi, Suzuki, and then Genzebe Dibaba already lifting the pace. Ayana closely followed by three Kenyans, and Dibaba through in third place.
Well, as the athletes sweep by that
race, you have the two Japanese athletes out in front with three Ethiopians, one from Bahrain and Mimi Beleti, a former Ethiopian, at the back. There are four Kenyans, and then that long gap you can see to the back where we find Steph Twell, we find the American Nicole Tully, and we find Jennifer Vent of Austria, and Susan Kauken, and the Australian Eloise Welling. So it's a big gap. This is a race within a race back here, because the winner is certainly, as we knew, going to come from this group, and probably going to come from those two Ethiopians there in Dibaba and Ayana.
The Japanese athletes have a big incentive here today. If they finish in the top 8 in this race, they will be selected for the Olympic Games for next year, and they've set off at a good pace. 3 minutes for the first, just 3:1 for the first 1,000 meters. So if the Suzuki can keep this going and qualify in the first 8, that would be a big landmark for them. Get Olympic qualification out of the way today would be a dual effort, but at the end of the day, it's a position that matters, and I think they're giving away the fact that they're not planning to win or even win medals here. But if you can get Olympic selection today, that's a bonus.
And it's those two that are lifting the pace and making it quite a brisk race. They went through 1,000 meters in 3:01.65, which was actually just faster than the first kilometer in the men's 10,000, men's 5,000 meters. So it was very slow indeed, that men's race. Of course, then it lifted, but it's a good pace here.
I don't think they'll be running 1:48 for the last 800 here today somehow. So the comparison is quite interesting. But look at Genzebe Dibaba, relaxing, not even concerned that her big rival is tracking her. She's just happy to be there. The confidence you can sense oozing from her. And the three Kenyan athletes all know, Mercy Chirono leading them, they all know they've got to stay in contention if they want a medal here. So the two Japanese athletes lead, running very steady pace, and prancing down the home straight in third place is the all-powerful Genzebe Dibaba.
Dropped, and the chasing pack might swallow them up, the one involving Steph Twell, but Ayana lifts it. Dibaba second place, Chirono, then a little bit of a gap opening to Kibiwot, and Senbera Teferi, the third Ethiopian, is there as well, but already they're beginning to stretch courtesy of that move by Ayana.
This is a strong commitment from Ayana. The laps were going along at 74 seconds, and then suddenly a 68-second lap for Ayana, so now she's declared her intent. Steph Twell running well now, holding on her place here on the outside, running alongside Kuiken of the Netherlands, and running well and running strongly and finding a position here. And now she needs to stay close to this. But up at the front, the race is on now. Ayana is trying to run a long way from home. She's trying to run the finish out of Genzebe Dibaba, and if you think about it, that's a sensible thing to do. We know how quick Genzebe Dibaba is. We know when she's comfortable and relaxed how quick she can go over the later stages. Now let's find out if she's tested over the last 6 laps how fast she can go. It's 67 lap. The last 2 laps have been the fastest. That is the fastest lap of the race so far, and the race is on.
Stretching it out now, Ayana down to 3 in that first group. Ayana, Dibaba and Mercy Chirono. We knew Mercy Chirono, we expected her to be the strongest of the Kenyans. She would prefer a slower pace, but she's going to have to work hard here. Kibiwot trying to get back to that top 3 as well, just ahead of Senbera Teferi. the third of the Ethiopians there. Ethiopia and Kenya have traded this title over the last 6 World Championships, with Tirunesh Dibaba, Meseret Defar for Ethiopia, Vivian Cheruiyot of Kenya in 2009 and 2011, then Defar again in Moscow. I mentioned she's injured this season, not competing, but it has been dominated in recent World Championships by Ethiopia and Kenya, and now the two favoured Ethiopians, Ayana and Genzebe Dibaba, lifted again, and Mercy Chirono is now struggling to stay with this.
I'm not surprised she's struggling. 2:49, I made that for that 1,000 metres. That was an injection of pace, a sustained injection of pace. And now Genzebe Dibaba is being tested. Is she strong enough? A 65-second lap. So the laps are getting quicker. The last 3 laps, 68.7, 67.5, 65.9. So Ayana is really making this an uncomfortable ride for Genzebe Dibaba. She wants this gold medal herself. They are competitive. They're extremely competitive. The two fastest 5,000 meter runners in the world this year. Now, where is it? Is it about strength? Ayana's got that. Is it about speed? Dibaba's got that. But Dibaba's also got tremendous strength. Almost at times she's seemed unbeatable. Today, she really is being tested, unlike in the men's 5,000 meters where Mo Farah wasn't tested. But 3 1,500 meter races in her legs, 1 5,000 meter race. Now, can Ayana do something we haven't seen all year? We haven't seen Genzebe Dibaba beaten all year. Is today the changing point?
Just news on Steph 12 through 3,000 metres in 9:11.7. So that's her pace, but with the rising of the pace here, Ayana continues to stretch and just opening a gap now in Dibaba. With the rising of the pace, the screws are tightened on all the other athletes, just small increases, but crucial ones, and torture for some who have to give way and are stretched back on the track. You see Steph 12, but more importantly, look at this gap now for Ayana. Does Genzebe Dibaba have a response? Is she being tested? She is surely now being tested like never before this year, and certainly never before in this championships.
3 laps to go. Ayana is taking it to the favourite, and she's got a gap now. Can Genzebe Dibaba stick to the task? 3 laps to go. We know how quick she can run, but can she run down the powerful approach, the aggressive approach? The athlete who's worked this one out. She knows she's nearly as good as Dibaba. She saw Dibaba run 3 times on this track in the heats and semi-final of the 1,500 metres. She saw her cruise to that victory, and now she's testing her. She's working hard, and she's working hard too. We have a race on still. That's a gap. It looks like a winning gap. A 64-second lap, the fastest lap of the race. 11:39 at 4,000 metres, and this is one powerful, one strong, and one aggressive young Ethiopian taking it to the champion. Well, they come down the home straight. If you give her a lead this far in the home straight with 2 laps to go, you'd have to bet on Ayana now.
I mean, 2 laps to go, and despite the fact that Genzebe Dibaba towards the end of that 1,500 metres ran the last 2 laps in 1:56.9, she surely cannot do. This has to be a gold medal winning break from Ayana, who still looks strong, still keeping the pace up. High jumpers, get out the way. Ayana is coming, and the gap to Dibaba is growing. Dibaba further back, we have Simbera Teferi in a battle with Mercy Chirono. And in fact, it's not, it's Kibiwot, I think, the other Kenyan in a battle for the bronze medal. But look at the gap now, look at the gap between Almaz Ayana and Genzebe Dibaba, and who could have predicted this? Perhaps all those races are finally beginning to tell. Not beaten this year, indoors or out, over various distances. The world record in the 1,500 metres, but Ayana surely is going to take gold here.
And if you look at the pace over the race, 6 minutes and 6 seconds for the first 2,000 metres, and since then it's lifted fantastically. The last 3,000 metres is going to be extremely quick as we look down the field and we look for the race for the other medals. This is the race for 3rd and 4th, and the other Ethiopian, Teferi, is in 3rd place now. And look at Ayana. She came to the race. Everyone was giving the gold medal to the great Genzebe Dibaba, that world record over 1,500 metres. Well, there's a difference between 1,500 metres and 5,000 metres, which is why we've never seen anyone win the title at 1,500 metres and 5,000 metres in the World Championship. And we're seeing a young lady who's an impressive performer, the world record holder for 1,500 metres, not able to live with the power and the strength and the aggression and the application. The way Ayana has run this race is textbook. She's the strong one. She knows she wouldn't beat Dibaba in a sprint finish. She knows she's got the chance by doing it like this. A 67 lap, not surprisingly, she's slowing down. She's running beautifully and well deserved on her way to victory.
She has destroyed the great this year, Genzebe Dibaba. She is going to take the championship record of Tirunesh Dibaba as well. Almaz Ayana has been relentless, ruthless here, and the pace was something that even Genzebe Dibaba could not live with. So the 1500 meter winner is not going to take the 5,000 meter title. Dibaba is in trouble now even for a medal because two more are closing down on her, but it's Ayana's gold. It is Ethiopia's gold. It goes not to Dibaba, it goes to Ayana, and Genzebe Dibaba having to dig deep now. It is Teferi coming past her. It is Kibiwot trying to get there. Dibaba responds though, she has something left now. What a battle for silver it is, and it is just Teferi who gets there. Dibaba bronze, Kibiwot broken, has nothing. The Kenyan, it is Ethiopia 1, 2 and 3, but not at all in the order we expected. Genzebe Dibaba had to kick and fight for her life just to take the bronze medal there. No gold for Genzebe Dibaba. She can celebrate her 1500 meters as Steph Twell in the background there, still fighting to finish her final and digging deep into something. But a new championship record for Almaz Ayana, and Steph Twell back on the big stage at least, and we hope for better to come from her in the future. But the fact that she made this final and competed strongly is something after all she has been through. But what a run from Almaz Ayana. Simply destroyed Genzebe Dibaba and the championship record to boot.
An amazing performance by Ayana. The first half of the race was run at 15-minute pace. The second half of the race was run at sub 14-minute pace. And I've just got the statistics from Steve. Steve Cram just showing me the last 3,000 meters for Ayana is 8 minutes and 20 seconds. That's faster by my reckoning than the Ethiopian record for 3,000 meters. So this lady came to this race with a pure plan. And the plan was, I'm going to test Genzebe Dibaba. I know she's a fantastic 1500 meter runner, but we're going to bring her in the zone that she's less comfortable. She's clearly less comfortable over the longer distance. Put a 1, 2 and 3 for Ethiopia. They're all celebrating. They're celebrating a great day for Ethiopia. Dibaba, Mare Dibaba won the marathon this morning, and Ayana this afternoon has come to this track with a determination and an aggression and an approach that nobody took in the men's race when they all were handing the gold medal to Mo Farah by the way they ran that race. But she's come down today with a totally different approach, a totally different plan. And now shaking hands, that's a really good position. Teferi and well, they're saying silver.
Yeah, she got silver just ahead of Genzebe Dibaba, the youngest in the race as well. But Ayana, you said it was relentless as we describe it, and it didn't slack at all. It just kept getting quicker and quicker, and some of those lap times were extraordinary.
Well, if you look at it, the last few laps, 65 seconds, 66 seconds. And here's Genzebe Dibaba, the 1500 meter champion, looking up at the screen and realizes there's a race on behind her. They're coming closer. Teferi's leading them closer, and suddenly a response from Genzebe Dibaba reacts to that. She's really tired, wasn't able to live with the champion, and battling onto the line. And I thought at this point she'd got the silver medal, but it looks like she's had to settle because Teferi was determined. She's had to settle for bronze. So Ethiopia, Ayana, Teferi and Genzebe Dibaba, a bit of a shock, a big shock. But at the end of the day, true 5,000 meter running, and a great 5,000 meter runner can beat a great 1,500 meter runner at the 5,000 meters when they do it like that.
And she lost the silver medal, Dibaba, by not being aware that the other two, that Kibiwot and Teferi, were so close behind her, because you could see she was taken by surprise when they came up alongside her, and Teferi just had the momentum to take her forward. Dibaba had a bit of a kick left, but once she had lost the gold, I think the race was what she was thinking about other things.
Well, Paula's back in the studio watching this one. A very slow opening, Paula, but then coming onto the last lap, Ayana has really injected some constant pace. What was your view of that one?
Well, I think she really did, Bren, exactly what you said, that if somebody had done this in the men's race, it might have taken it to Mo, but I don't think there was anybody there capable of doing this. She was crushed by trying to lead out a fast race and then letting the pace rest a little bit in Paris and having Dibaba come by her. But to throw in a pace like that in the middle with 66, 64, 65 second laps in the last 2 kilometres, she really hurt Dibaba from a long way out. And then once she had that gap, I think Dibaba gave up and she was just switched off and drifting down that home straight, because she came here expecting to win this, expecting to run fast. And once she had turned it off and not been able to live with the pace of Ayana, then she couldn't respond quickly enough to hold on to that silver medal. But Ayana there, 8:20 for the last 3,000 metres. Her personal best is 8:22. So if they've got a clock on that, she's actually run a personal best and probably an African record, certainly an Ethiopian record, to boot there within a 5,000 metre race.
A pure example of solid distance running there from Ayana. A battle for second and third place between Teferi and Genzebe Dibaba, and Teferi determined to cross that line in second place. She gets a silver medal, Genzebe Dibaba the bronze, and Ayana the champion. And a pure 5,000 metre approach. If you're running against a 1,500 metre runner and you're good enough and strong enough mentally, then this is the way to do it. Test them out. She tested her out. She came up trumps.
Almaaz Ayana, championship record, gold medal, Simberi Teferi with the silver, and Genzebe Dibaba the bronze medal. She is mortal after all. And Stephanie Twell down 15:26, a good run, and again just good to see her back on this world stage, and she will recover and get stronger, and we'll see her and look forward to Rio with Steph Twell in a year.